Welcome to today's Chat and Chill, the exclusive. I'm your host, Tyra Martin. Happy Saturday before Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. It's a Passover weekend. Our Muslim brothers and sisters are still celebrating. You know, what a great time, right, to celebrate life. I'm approaching a big birthday, and I have decided that instead of counting all of the years, there's a lot of years coming up in June, but I've decided instead of counting the years, I'm going to appreciate how many of those years have been filled with just amazing experiences and friendship and love. And a lot of those years have been spent knowing our guest today, Jay Ivy, just racking up the awards, the accolades, the honors, and it's all so well deserved and well earned. Let's bring Jay into our conversation today.
Peace. Good morning, my sister.
Good morning. How are you?
Man, I'm fantastic. How you doing?
I'm good. You jet lagged?
You already know. You already know. I don't know if I'm coming or going, but we moving, so that's all that matters.
Let's talk about the last couple of weeks for you. You'd spent the time during the pandemic working on this amazing album.
Yeah.
And were rewarded for your hard work.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful whirlwind. It's been a beautiful whirlwind. So Catching Dreams, my album Catching Dreams was nominated this year for a Grammy in the Best Spoken Word Album category. And we were nominated alongside the iconic LeVar Burton.
Let's run down the list of your peers.
LeVar Burton. Right. So LeVar Burton, Don Cheadle, Amir Suleiman, Dave Chappelle,
and
Barack Obama, and Jay Ivy. We out here.
Brother Obama and Jay Ivy.
We out here. We out here.
When you saw what the list of other nominees looked like that morning, tell me about that moment.
So it was funny because I wasn't expecting it. So when they were making the announcement, I was really just getting my argument together because I've been working with the Academy to split the categories so you don't have spoken word artists competing against audiobooks. So I was really watching like, okay, let me see how many audiobooks is in here this year. So they announced LeVar Burton and his audiobook, Don Cheadle and his audiobook. So I'm like, okay, here we go. And then they said my name. And then they said Catching Dreams, live in Fort Knox, Chicago by Jay Ivy. Yeah. The great John Batiste was making the announcement. So I literally lost my mind. It was like I was going crazy. I was actually in New York and I was waiting on Cootie to come pick me up because he was coming to pick me up so we can go to the edit because we were still working on Genius. And he was like, I'm gonna call you when I get close. So I'm waiting on him, watching the joint. I hear my name. I'm losing my mind. I'm screaming. I know the hotel neighbors was like, what's going on over there? And I didn't even hear Dave Chappelle and Amir and Barack Obama because I was literally screaming to the top of my lungs. So I didn't find out that they were the other nominees until about an hour later. so
when everything started to settle.
Yeah, well, yeah, settle is a word, but yeah, something like that. I catch myself. I had to collect myself and call my mama and call Tyra and say, "Oh my God, this is amazing." And tell Cootie when he called me, like, "Yo, I'm downstairs." I'm like, "Yo, I just got nominated for a Grammy."
Just hold on for a minute. I'm coming. Just give me a minute.
Right. Give me a minute.
What did you expect like, I guess when people have children, they have aspirations for that child, what that child's life will look like, and where they will end up, and the kind of people they will attract and impact. What did you hope for that album? What was your expectation for your baby?
Man, I absolutely felt like it was a great tribute to poetry, and a great tribute to my experience as a poet. Poetry taking me around the world has introduced me to so many amazing people, so many amazing places, so many amazing experiences. So catching dreams was an analogy for me being on this journey as a poet, a journey that wasn't that most people didn't think would be profitable or
Mm.
a successful journey. It was always, yeah, that's cool, but get a real job type of thing. Or I meet people and like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a poet. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. What you do? I'm like, I'm a poet. Yeah, I get that. Like, what do you do to make money? I write poetry. So catching dreams was an ode. It was me paying homage to the art form, and what I wanted was, and what I dreamed and hoped for was that this body of work, this beautiful story would be able to reach many people and touch them the way poetry has touched my life.
I can't imagine. I know what they say is the oldest profession,
Huh.
but I would imagine storytelling existed long before that. Even the people pegged with the oldest profession are telling a story to the people that they're trying to attract. What is it about storytelling that's been so empowering for you?
I think it's the way it connects us all. We connect through our stories. We connect through what we've been through, what we're going through, what we hope for in the future. So, I mean, the world started with the word, and God spoke, and there was the world. When it was null and void, and let there be light, and let there be, life. And so, storytelling's always has been a part of our existence. So I mean, to have that gift, one is it's a gift that I'm truly grateful for. I don't know why God gave me this gift, but thank you. you know, but I think storytelling, it connects us. It shows us that we all go through the same things. We're human. We have feelings, and again, it connects us in a way that most things don't.
We've talked about the album. You write for yourself, and I can hear your voice when I read things that you've written. I know your cadence.
Yeah.
Let's talk about working on Jeen-yuhs.
Yeah.
You were telling someone else's story.
Yeah.
And to be heard by someone else's voice. How did you balance that work?
Yeah, so I mean, big shout out to my brothers Cootie and Chike, the directors of Jeen-yuhs, the creators, the producers. Cootie, he went on this journey a long time ago. He started this journey to document, at the time, an up and coming producer named Kanye West, who had aspirations of being an MC. And fortunate for me, I was I guess the poetic fly on the wall. I was there for most of the journey. I was there for to see the scene in Chicago in the mid and late 90s, to see all these amazing artists who didn't want to just go to school and get a good job. They had gifts, they had dreams, and the city was flooded with amazing artists who wanted to pursue those dreams. So I had the unique perspective of being one of those artists on this journey, and then not knowing at the time that, even though I knew Cootie, I didn't know that he had started this journey of documenting Kanye. So fast forward 20 years later, and also being around for the college dropout and Kanye getting signed and all that, being on that album, being a part of that historic moment. We all knew history was being made. Like, we all knew it. We were part of it. We were all excited. Everyone that was around we knew what was happening. So then fast forward.
Let me jump in. What was the moment for you? When did you look up like, okay?
Man, like really, I mean, if you've seen Jeen-yuhs, so in part 1 or act 1, me and Tyra, we walk into Kanye's apartment. So we had a show in Philly. Me and Tyra had a show in Philly, and I called Cootie up because me and Cootie had connected some months earlier when I did Def Poetry. He was there, sat front row, him and John Manop and a few other folk from Chicago. So when we get to Philly, I'm like, yo, Cootie, I know you're in New York, man. We right here, we a couple hours away. We was gonna drive up, come kick it. He like, man, Kanye crib in Jersey, come through. All right, bet. So we get up to Jersey, we walk in, and that night it was 7 to 8 of us, at Kanye's apartment, and he performed for us like it was 70,000-80,000 people in his apartment. It was crazy. He did All Falls Down. He performed 2 Words, My Way, Hey Mama, Jesus Walks. I'm sitting here like, and I mean, he dropping down to his knee, and he's in it. He performing. He ain't just playing a record. Like most people like, oh man, check this out. And they hit play and you listen. This was full on, like I'm performing at a stadium right now. And I was like, oh, he different. Like this dude is different. And then the music was so incredible. We talking Jesus Walks, Hey Mama. Like the songs were so huge and epic. I was like, oh yeah, he the one. Like he the one. So like I knew it immediately as soon as I met him. Like I met him in Chicago in passing, like Mickey Halstead. I went to high school with Mickey Halstead, and Mickey, he was the first MC that was signed to Kanye's production company. So I met him, briefly with Mickey, and was doing shows here and there with the Go Getters. So I like in passing would come across him. But that night, like that, I felt like that was like my first time really, really getting to know him a little better, and to hear his music was like, oh, this dude is he a superstar. He's a superstar.
Yeah. So go back to talking about the team coming together to tell this story.
Yeah. So 20 years go by, because that was 2002, and Cootie, the same way Cootie called me about Never Let Me Down, because Cootie was the one who said, yo, Kanye got a record with him and Jay-Z on it. He want to put a poet on it. And I told him he needed to put J. Ivy on it. So 20 years later, Cootie made a call. He said, man, we finally about to do Jeen-yuhs, because there had been a few times where they tried to get the doc out there, tried to work on it, and it just kept getting derailed or blocked or whatever. So he called me. He's like, man, we finally starting, and I want you to be the writer. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, thank you. Let's go. Like, thank you. Let's go. I'm just like super grateful. Like Cootie, that's big bro. He always looking out. And he always believed in my talent. Mm-hmm. But he could have called anybody in the world for this project. He could have called anybody. So when he called me, we just dove in, and it was a lot of conversations, a lot of reminiscing, a lot of research, a lot of looking at footage, a lot of like figuring out like what was the right direction, like where were we trying to go with this story. And it wasn't just Cootie and Chike, it was also the editors, Jason Harper and Max Allman and Byron. We would sit down and just talk it out, just figure out where we were headed. And then for me, it was a matter of, okay, let me make sure that Cootie's voice is authentic to this story. Make sure we're being authentic to history, to hip hop. We love Kanye, but we want to tell this story with an unbiased love. So we're not just, team Kanye. If it happens to be team Kanye in the story, if that's where we at, that's where we at. But if it takes these twists and turns, then we need to twist and turn with it. But it was just a matter of making sure that Cootie's voice was heard and authentic. So it wasn't just me writing the narration. It was also doing voice direction. So I actually sat in the booth with him the whole time while he was recording, because I have this extensive, they say 10,000 hours. I got about 100,000 hours of narrating and doing voiceovers and recording. So I'm in the booth with him and like, yo, slow that down, speed that up, smile when you say that, or and you know, just working on the inflections and where he would land with the different phrases or words. So it was an experience being in there, and this is, we talking 2 years. So this is 2 years of us working on this. We started right when the pandemic started. March 2020 is when they started editing, and I came on like June. So it was like more like a year and a half for me. June 2020 is when I started writing and diving in.
Let me ask you this: how much of the video did you watch before you started writing? Like, did you have a map, or were you following the curves of the road?
Yeah, it was definitely a map. So when they first started editing, they put together what they call an assembly. So it was like a 8-hour, a 4-part, 8-hour rough assembly of all this different footage. And you know, of course, through time, like it was like having a 1,000,000-piece puzzle set, and just trying to figure out where the pieces fit. And so I definitely had a lot of footage to look at just early on. But then when we were in it, and mind you, they in New York, I'm in Chicago, so a lot of this sometimes was, well, a lot of this early on was me on Zoom. So I'm on Zoom, and we talking through it, and which made it rough because it's hard to have a conversation with 6 people over Zoom when 5 of them in the room together, and you over here like, hey guys, what was that? Hey, you know, so then it was okay. I need to be in the room, so okay, let me take some trips out there. Let me spend some weeks. Let me spend some months out here. So it was definitely going through footage, like even like the very first scene when Cootie's in DR with Kanye, and Kanye says something about, okay, yeah, let's move forward with me running for president, right, and all things we need to do, and then it cut. So we watching me, I'm just curious. I'm like, what did he say after that? Like what did he say? And then so the next thing he says is, yeah, I got Cootie here with me. He's doing this. He got this 7-hour documentary, and we like, yo, we need that.
We need that, right?
So it was moments like that where we all just were going off instinct, our God sense, and just throwing ideas out there and seeing what stick, what worked, and what didn't, and we made it through. We made it through.
Did anything get left on the cutting floor that hurt you? As a producer, I know sometimes there's moments that's like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like Cootie and Chike, they always laugh and joke with me about this because I was fighting hard to I wanted to get further into the Chicago story and the landscape of Chicago when we started out, like with Channel Zero and all that. And me, like I always felt like the Bulls had a big part of that. And you know, they like, man, they want to know about the Bulls, they can watch Last Dance. They can watch Last Dance.
We're already 7 hours in. We got to cut some stuff, right?
Right. That's been done. But me, I just wanted a little bit of that story because I felt like the Bulls, like having Michael Jordan, having the #1 superstar in the world up the block, it really fed the economy of Chicago. So I felt like that really fed that Chicago Renaissance that was happening in the late 90s. I felt like it had a huge part to do, but not only the talent and where we were generationally, but it also had a big part to do with the Bulls and their success and us being champs and all that, and us finally having a spotlight. Like we finally had a spotlight, and I felt like that had a big part to do with the Chicago landscape at the time.
A timestamp too.
Yeah, and it was a timestamp. So we didn't get that. There were other parts. There were parts of Mama West that had to be cut down. There were scenes. There was a scene where it was a beef that he had with that Kanye had with Payroll that had to be cut out. Which was like, oh man, we taking that out. Oh, like we taking that out.
What can we lose? What about?
Oh my God. It was some scenes. It was a lot of scenes that I mean, they were just incredible. Like you gotta take in mind, let me put it in context. Cootie so when he first started shooting, he was shooting on his Canon, which was like mini DV tapes. And each tape was an hour long, and there were 330 of those tapes. So he had 330 hours of mini DV footage. Then there was another 200 hours of footage on hard drives and terabytes from when he switched to a digital camera. So you're talking 500 hours of footage, and the film ended up being 4.5 hours. So there was a lot of footage, and then there was footage like Cootie had so many, like he was shooting everybody, like the RZA, Dion Cole, and D-Ray and Corey Holcomb, and then he had J Ivy tape. So I'm sitting at his crib, and he like, oh, let's see what's on this J Ivy tape, and put the J Ivy tape on, and it's me performing somewhere, and then it cuts off, and then it's some footage of him and Kanye, and I think maybe Ivan at this apartment. I'm like, you got Kanye footage on here too. So I'm like he has so much footage. So I think it was a tall task, even for the editors, Jason and Max and Byron, to cut through all of it, because they watched every minute of it. I didn't see every minute. I saw a lot, but I didn't see every minute. They saw all of it, and it was a tall task for them to like cut down, trim down to the point where we like, okay, here's the story. This is where we at. But there were definitely scenes that was like, oh my God. Like, you sure we can't keep that?
Were you all settled with it when you gave it away?
Oh yeah. Everybody was extremely happy. I mean, we combed through it, but at the end of it, we were all like super happy with it. We knew that it would impact the world. I mean, there's little things that we see here and there. I'm like, like I should have took that line out. Like, or it was a couple small things that we see now, but overall, we like 99.999% was super like, all right, it's ready to go.
What's the lesson to be learned from Genius? I know a lot of people took a lot of different things from it. What did you take from the finished product?
I mean, the biggest thing I took away was faith. Was having faith in God, having faith in your journey, having faith in the God-given abilities that you have, and moving on it, and not giving up, and not letting people put you in a box, because people will always say you're this and you're that when you know exactly who it is you are. So that was one thing that I learned from Kanye. He never let people put him in a box. And then from Cootie's journey, Cootie and Kanye, it was moving on faith, and just having that belief, and just always, just keep moving forward. But then also with Cootie's side, it was patience. Like he had like the ultimate patience. You talking 20 years of this man's life, and he like, it's gonna happen when it happens. It's gonna happen when it happens. Even when there were moments on the business side that were trying to slow things down during this process, he like, hey, if it ain't meant to happen now, if it's 2030, if it's 2040, that's when it's gonna happen. Whenever God wanted to happen, that's when it's gonna happen. So just his patience, his faith, the balance. Like Cootie is always even, and that was something that I really learn, and then he's like super specific about what it is that he wants, and he don't waver from that. So it was a lot of things that I took away. Definitely,
that's very Noah-like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've got a vision. It might not make a lot of sense right now.
Yeah. Right.
I know I need this. I know I need this. I know I need this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out when the time is right. When the sky opens is when it'll happen.
Yeah. Because I mean, it didn't make sense to people when he was filming. Mm-hmm. People like, yo, why you filming him? like you got Jay-Z over here, you got Method Man over here, you got all these.
This dude.
Yeah, like you got Common, the home team. You got all these different people you could be. Why are you filming him? And Cootie just knew, he just trusted and had faith in what God was telling him, and that was to me like the biggest lesson. Just move on faith. God got us, Jesus got us. Like just move on faith.
I love it. You also work. I mean, Cootie obviously has been a mentor, and the team has been a mentor of all other projects they've done. you stepped into that role as well. What do you tell young people who want to use storytelling, not just as an art, but as you've managed to be able to make it a career?
I think the biggest thing is no fear. No fear. Fear kills dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the weight of fear on you, you either don't move or you move slower than you need to, because you have these moments of divine synchronicity. But if you're not moving how you need to move, you'll miss those marks. So and then also in creating, like you have to be free. Like you have to be free and open and let things flow. So if you're again weighted down by fear, or if you're questioning, or if you're doubting your abilities, or where you're trying to take this story, or this journey, or your purpose, it'll knock you back or knock you down, or just ultimately make you give up. I've seen a lot of gifted people give up or change course, and part of it is, again, one, no fear, believe them, and then also like you just have to keep going.
Yeah,
You have to, like, I've been at this, Tyra,
I know.
it's been a month of Sundays, you know what I mean? Like it's been a while. It's been a while. I was in cubicles writing poems.
Yeah.
But I knew, like, it was just something in me that just knew I was supposed to be doing this. I didn't grow up saying, "Oh, when you grow up, what you want to be?" I didn't say a poet. Like, that wasn't something that I aspired to be. It was something that naturally happened, and I discovered along the way, and had people help me discover that. Shout out to Miss Argue.
Mm-hmm.
But it would, it's just like you just have to know and believe and have faith in yourself, like, and faith in what God gave you. And for me, it was just overwhelmingly, like, I just couldn't stop. It was almost crazy. Like, it was just this crazy drive that I had. That, I mean, crazy in the sense of, if somebody else was looking, they'd be like, "Boy, you crazy."
Urgency.
Like, yeah, that urgency. I tell my mom, "Mom, I'm about to drive down to North Carolina. I got $100 in my pocket, but I got this show that ain't paying me that I got to go do. I got to go do it." You know what I mean? Like, hey, boy, you crazy. I know, Ma. I'll be back. Be safe. Yes, ma'am. I'll be back. And it was just that drive. I remember doing this show. I remember I had this show. The great Kevin Powell.
Sure.
My man, big bro.
Great guy.
Yeah, great. Incredible human being. He was writing. I think he was still writing for The Source at the time, but he was on The Real World back in the day. But he's a poet, and he came to Chicago to do a show, and then I ended up opening up for him, which was like, for me, was like, wow, I'm opening up for Kevin Powell. And then when he got on stage, he was like, "Yo, who's that young dude did that poem, My Streetwise Brother?" And I'm like, "Yo, that's me." So then he had this show in Atlanta. He was doing, like, it was like, I think the Atlanta Arts Festival or something like that, it was called. And he was hosting the show. He was like, "Man, if you get down to Atlanta, man, I'll put you on the show." All right, bet. Raised up some money. I got on the Greyhound, took the Greyhound from Chicago, Illinois to Atlanta, Georgia. Got there just in time for, like, the end of the show. Got on, performed. After I performed, I didn't have any money to stay at a hotel. Didn't know nobody in Atlanta at the time. So right after the show, I went from the venue back to the Greyhound, got on the Greyhound. And I remember looking out the window and seeing, I'll never forget, looking out the window of the Greyhound, seeing Jermaine Dupri and the Brat in a drop top, kicking it. I'm like, and me, I'm driving off. I'm like, "Oh, wow," and I'm driving off on the Greyhound, but I felt like I made it to the Olympics or something. It was just, I was so happy. I didn't get paid to do the show. It was just the fact that I was able to share my art and share my voice with a whole new audience. And it was incredible. Like, it was the most incredible feeling. So, but somebody might look at that and say, "Man, that's crazy." And if that's crazy, I take it any day, because the love and the joy you get from it is irreplaceable.
Is it crazy, or is it passion? And
it's passion for me,
and order.
Yeah, it's all that for me, but outside looking in, that's why, people, they have, and it's always love too. See, that's the tricky part. Like people, they love you, and they have their beliefs and their experiences that will move them to tell you, why don't you do this, or why don't you do that. They'll give you advice based on their experience, and it may be based on their fears or their belief, whatever it is. But even though it's coming from a place of love, it might not match where you need to go, where you need to move. So, and that comes from, I mean, parents, brothers, sisters, siblings. It comes best friends, like, yo, what you doing? Like, you know, but then they may not have a vision out. And going back to your earlier question, as far as like one of the biggest things I learned from Kanye and from Genius, from Kanye and Cudi, vision. Like vision was, it was something that we all had. Watching the film, it was like it was evident. And when you're moving forward, like you have to have vision, and people will come and talk and say, and those things, it may match your vision, but it may not. So it's like you take what you can, but you just keep pushing. You gotta keep pushing. So you gotta have vision for where you want to go.
I think one of the most difficult things about overcoming fear is acknowledging it's there.
Yeah.
It's like,
If you're scared, say you're scared.
Right, when kids look under the bed, there might be a boogeyman under there. And if you see it, then what? Then what do you do if there is a monster in the closet or a boogeyman under the bed? Fear requires you to look at it.
Yeah.
What was a time that you had to face it and figure out a way to get through it or over it or around it?
Man, I think it was probably early on when I was at Illinois State. Shout out to my Redbirds. I was only there a year and a half, but I still, you Redbirds.
Hey, whatever. You pay that tuition, it belongs to you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I ain't never thought about it like that. You're right. They got my mama money. You right.
Yep.
They got my mama money. But it was probably, I don't know, it was see, like me moving in it, it was both there was that fear, doubt that I was fighting through, but then there was also feeding me so much that it just trumped all the doubt and fear. So when I was in school, and it was probably more so me just growing as a man. I'm at school now, just figuring out life, discovering who I am as a person, as a human being, and not having what I call positive distractions. I didn't have my family and my friends. I didn't have, the girls that I was chasing in high school. I didn't have the athletics and all that, and didn't have a stage at the time. I didn't have a stage. It was a brief moment where I was still trying to, like, okay, when I got to school, like, how do I get back on the stage? Because I started in high school, and it was man, the poetry and the art, it just, whenever I had those fearful moments, I would write myself through it. And so it was scary, because I'm like, okay, my pop's not around. I got real depressed. I ended up flunking out of school. I was the college flunk out. So I ended up flunking out of school. But poetry, it just kept lifting me up. And whenever I was in those moments of, I can't do this, or this is tiring, or man, I'm tripping. What am I doing in my life? Something would happen. A door would open, a phone would ring, an opportunity would knock, and it would just keep me moving forward. So even when I was in those places of trying to stop it, it was like God wouldn't let me stop it. It was like, and then that's when I learned, I'm like, okay, as far as like the haters go, I'm like, if I can't stop it, you definitely can't stop it.
Right.
Because I've tried,
Right.
I tried to self-destruct. I've tried it, and it's not happening. So if I can't self-destruct, you're not going to come in and get in the way of this. So, it's just, again, it's just keep moving forward.
You talked about fun campus days and the girls that you chased. What about the girl that let you catch her?
Oh yeah, Tyra.
Yeah.
No, that girl, she came along when I didn't expect it. And yeah, she's just this incredible, beautiful human being inside and out, super gifted, loving, caring. Tyra is I mean, she's a lot of things. Like she started out when I met her, she was actually just on the tail end of not on the tail end. She made a decision that she didn't want to be um worn out or bogged down by corporate anymore. Like she went to law school. She was pursuing a career of politics and all this, and working for the mayor's office. Like she had boys and girls clubs. She had all these political corporate jobs. And the night that we met was the night where she decided to do what made her happy, which was to sing. She said, "I'm gonna pursue a career in singing." And the first night that she went out to sing, I just happened to be there that night, and I was actually about to leave because my buddies, they were starting this new it was like a jazz comedy night, or like a R&B comedy night. And so it was a light crowd. It was their first night. And you know, we bouncing around different spots. So we came in, show love. I'm like, all right, about to go. And then Tari, she was like, hey, I'm about to sing. This is my first time singing. You mind staying? I was like, oh, you know, yeah, for sure. And I stayed and just was. She sang to me that night, and I was blown away. She sang "Sweet Thing," and I was just blown away. And then tried to holler, and she always tell this story about, yeah, he gave me his beeper number, and I don't beat men, so this really aging ourselves right now.
Right.
You know? Like so it was, you know, a few months and before I ran into her again. And then this time I got her number, and then we started talking and building, and it's just our love just grew. It started out as a friendship. And I felt it was like the first time I felt super comfortable with somebody. Like, I mean, my boys, you know, I was always, you know, they always made me feel good and loved and all that. But as far as from a woman, like this was first time that I felt like I could really be myself. Yeah, I felt safe and I felt comfortable. I felt confident. I remember my buddies, shout out to Abstract Mind State, my buddy Old School Ice Gree. They were working him at EP. They were working on their album, and he gave me this track. And then the track was amazing. So I'm driving the Atari crib, and this hook popped in my head, and it said, "Why don't you have a talk with me, so I can show you the sights that I see? Why don't you lend a thought to me, so I can take you to places I be? Why don't you take a walk with me through this abstract mind state of mind?" Right. So I was like, "Ooh, that's cold." So I'm driving, I'm singing it. And I get to her crib, I'm like, "Sorry, man, Ice Gree want me to do this poem on his album. I came up with this hook, so I want you to sing the hook." And I sang it to her. "Why don't you have it?" And I sang it to her, and then she was like, "You should sing that." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Nah, I ain't no singer." She was like, "No, you sound good."
You just sang it, right?
I was like, "No," I was like, "I'm not singing. No. I'm gonna do the poetry. You sing the hook." She was like, "I'm telling you, you should sing it." So I actually sang it. She did sing it with me, but it was like my first time singing on a track. And it was just that, that extra confidence, that belief that she would always had in me. Like she would always speak life into me. Like, "No, you can do that. Like, you can do it. Oh, you want to write a book? You can write a book. Write it. You know, oh, you should, yeah, do an album." Like, she just always spoke life into me. So now, I mean, where we at now, with my album Catching Dreams, which was nominated for a Grammy this year. Catching Dreams. So Catching Dreams was actually inspired by her album Catching Feelings. And so we had her album done, and I started working on mine. And then we got mine out first because she didn't want to just put it. She just had a feeling about the timing of putting it out. So we held off on putting hers out. But it's finally out. It's streaming everywhere. Tyra, Catching Feelings. It just came out about 2 weeks ago. 2-3 weeks ago, and man, it's such a beautiful album. So if you haven't heard it, please listen. Her name Tarrey Torae, Tyra, Catching Feelings, and love my life, love my life.
That's why it stays good and fruitful. You love it. You're grateful in it.
Thank you. Yeah, she wanted to be here today, but she had to travel out to DC because she sings with she's the lead singer for Slick Rick the Ruler,
which has got, I can't, every time she posts something about that, I can't even imagine how much fun.
Oh man, they kicking it. So she out there. They doing Emancipation Day. It's a big event in DC. We actually did it maybe about 5 years ago. We did it with I performed with Dougie Fresh, which was crazy. And now she's there with Slick Rick. So we both, me and Tyra, performed with Dougie Fresh at Emancipation Day 5 years ago. Now she's there with Slick Rick today.
It's great. She also will be back home to perform Tuesday.
Yeah.
At Next Showcase.
Yeah.
What can folks expect from her there?
Greatness.
Greatness.
I mean, like I swear I'm not biased, but she's like one of the most incredible singers on the face of the earth. And from her voice to her style to performance to her writing, like it's just, and then just that she just brings that nurturing Chicago, Mississippi, like she just brings love when she performs. So you expect greatness, you expect a good time, a love, you expect just a deep breath. Like her voice and her music, it makes you just take a deep breath and say, all right, everything gonna be all right. So yeah, so come on out and kick it.
You'll be there?
Hell yeah.
We've shared that space, and let's bring Mark and Reggie in. We've shared that space as judges on a panel.
Yeah.
At previous Next Showcases.
What they doing?
We may have come a little too early. Hold on.
Reggie, what you doing, man? Oh, there go Mark. Man, what you doing? Where Reggie going? Where Reggie done left the interview? You gotta unmute, bro. We can't hear you.
Okay, we'll just talk.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great forum and platform for up and coming artists, for there's spoken word artists like you that we've seen that have blown us away, amazing singers who can kind of pull from the wealth of experience that people like you and Tyra bring to a room. Hello, Reggie and Mark.
Hey, so what happened was he had his earbuds in, and every time he would take them out, you all go, we couldn't hear, you couldn't hear us, so he had to go get his earbuds and things like that.
That's what had happened. Okay,
that's
put him in the case. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
we're talking about Tuesday and what a good time everybody's gonna have.
So yeah, we're definitely looking forward to Tuesday. Again, it's going to be at Avondale Music Hall.
New venue.
New venue.
3336 North Milwaukee Avenue. We're looking to fill the place out. So we want everybody to come out and share with us. It's a bigger room. Anyone that is concerned about COVID, we have space. So everyone is going to be safe.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have a good time.
So we have like 14 amazing artists that's gonna be going before our panelists, and then we have some amazing special guests. One being my sister Tyra. She's gonna be killing it. And then I'm so ready for you guys to hear her and her project, and it's amazing, Catching Feelings. And so we're gonna catch feelings and dreams at the same time, because we can't have a husband there without doing something that's we gonna mix it in there. The Grammy Award winning, nominated, all the above, Jay himself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So,
and I just want to also say thank you to Jay Ivy, because Jay has been around since the inception of Next Showcase. Jay has sat on the panel. He's been a very
he quit the panel because we couldn't afford him. But go ahead. I was just saying.
He's been a very integral part of Next Showcase, so we definitely thank him. He's been around
since day one. Yeah, literally, he was actually our
one of the first panelists.
One of the first panelists for our very first showcase, like you already talked about his history, what he's been doing. So it's kind of hard to kind of catch him and narrow him down, because this young man is doing extremely a lot. So very proud of him.
Like I said earlier, who else can say I was in a category on the Grammys with President Barack Obama. Who else can say that?
Well,
Dachi
Hey, man.
What 3 other people that can say that?
right. It's a small group.
I
it's
was like,
really a small group.
yeah, I was like, what dream is this? Like, what dream is this? Yeah.
So again, congratulations to all his success and the things that he continued to do with Kanye's documentary. That thing right there is epic. It's wonderful. It's so much that he's spreading light and doing, and so we're extremely gladly proud of him. Call him my little brother, which he is, and so thank him for all his encouragement and his input that he's given to Next Showcase, and will continue to do so as well. So
yeah, and just to piggyback on some of the things that you said, fear is a dream killer. That right there. Yeah. If you are, and this is to all artists, if you're anybody that's looking to do something on your own, if you let fear stop you, you'll never realize that dream. You just have to launch out, and when you launch out, God will be there to catch you. He's the best safety net, and everything will work out. But yeah, God's timing is everything, and we can't let fear deter our dreams. Because they will if we allow it.
So very powerful, very impactful, very powerful statement that you said there, Jay, and everything else that you said that I didn't hear because he was listening. I'm in rehearsal, so I concur to say amen to everything that you said. All right? You and Tyra, just trying to agree,
touch and agree.
Agree.
I said nothing when he said that. I'm like, what else he say? Because I'm over in rehearsal. But I've been watching but I can't read lips at the same time. Great conversation. So again, thank you, Tyra. She's a great host. She's a great sister. She's a great everything's all the above. And this is her show. That's why you don't need us. This is her show. You know what I'm saying? So we knew that it's going to be a great interview. Well, again, thank you, everybody that's out there. We want to see everybody on Tuesday. Tyra will probably be watching behind the scenes because we still got some great incentives that's going on that still involve my sister as well, But so it's gonna be great. Thank you again. Yes, sir, amen. Oh, okay, somebody's watching.
Oh man, we got comments.
Hello.
Lots of comments. Yeah.
What up, man? I know we had comments on here.
Yeah. And listen, Mel, he's incredible with what he does for the city of Chicago as well. So I'm gonna stop talking so you can end your show. I'm gonna stop talking, but he's gonna keep on.
In addition to the showcase on Tuesday, there will be a raffle that we're doing. And I'm sure Mark forgot to mention this part, but I'm sure he wants to talk about the raffle.
Well, that's why he's the COO. I'm the chief here. He's the Indian. So tell him about it, huh?
So there is a raffle.
You're just big picture, Mark. You're big picture. He's the details.
Katrina has been here from the beginning of the show as well.
That's my sister.
Yeah. So there is a raffle on that's going on now. It will end on Tuesday. We have some great prizes. The prizes include 2 tickets to the Silver Room block party. There's a raffle for 2 tickets to the 30th anniversary of Chosen Few House Picnic. 2 tickets to the Mark Hubbard Gospel Brunch.
Praise the Lord, saints.
There'll be $100 cash prize, as well as a gift for a raffle for $50 gas card.
That might get you a quarter tank, but at least it get you something. But go ahead.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Katrina did win the last raffle we did. And she said she's taking a trip soon. So awesome.
Well, be a part of this trip so you can win something else. All right.
So to get your raffle ticket, you can go to our website, nextshowcaseusa.com.
Or text raffle to 312-618-3507. Again, that's raffle to 312-618-3507. I got to get back to rehearsal. I love you both, and y'all have a great day. And everybody out there's watching, we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
And thank you for watching.
And we're going off now. All right, praise the Lord. See you.
Those are tickets to the return of Summertime Shy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Summertime Shy gonna be off the chain.
Yeah.
It's gonna be off the chain.
Everybody's like,
It's gonna be off the chain this summer. We're gonna be moving around for sure.
Well, I hope to see you out and about. Certainly. I'm so, again, I know I say it like a echo, but I could not be more prouder of you. More proud of you. Even prouder. We'll urban it up. I couldn't be more. I'm the prouderest.
Thank you.
Of you, just to watch your journey and your dedication and your eyes, head down, eyes up, with this vision. And so Can't wait to see what Genius does at award season.
Yeah.
I mean, because really, you're looking at a couple of categories.
Yeah.
You're looking at Emmy. You might, depending on how people parse it out, it is a documentary.
Yeah.
Film.
Yeah.
Is that a trip to the Oscars?
Yeah, we gonna see. Grammys.
Grammys. I mean, honestly,
there's a music film category in the Grammys. There's what you got? Best narration.
Yeah.
So we're working on this categories, but we might end up in the spoken word category. But if it splits, I'm working on. I got a proposal in, so hopefully, if it's split, it'll be best audiobook narration storytelling. So we'll be in that category too. I got a new album coming, so we're gonna be looking at some things.
Good. Working in the tend the garden, Jay.
Yeah. We'll keep on working. What Cootie say? I ain't gonna let my imagination get in the way of God's manifestation.
Amen.
So,
amen. Honestly, greater things.
Greater things. We looking forward to it. It's an amazing season to be in. Like, thank God. Thank God.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I will let you go. We're gonna say goodbye. We're gonna just make it just out of it within under an hour.
That.
Thank you so much. So many blessings to you, and I'll see you around soon. Give your best. Give my best to your wife.
Thank you so much. Love y'all much. Love you, Tyra, Mark, Reggie, everybody. Next showcase, much love. Shout out to Cootie and Chike, Tyra. Shout out to Dion Cole. He had the
Dion again. Wow. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sold out show at Chicago Theater tonight. After party.
Yeah.
People have been waiting to get to what is it? The Disco Fellowship Sunday it was.
You already know. We're about to kick it.
Awesome.
So this has been amazing. And I just want to say, Chat and Chill, the exclusive with Tyra Martin. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. You will hear it 900 more times. So I'm glad that you said it. Yeah.
This is Chat and Chill.
Awesome. I love you so much.
I love you too. And thank you.
See you soon. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been a very Chicago afternoon. We love our city and I believe the city's trying to love us. So all the best to everyone. Have a great holiday weekend. Doing whatever you do with the people that you love, do it safely, and we'll see you again soon.